Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're talking about how to survive this lockdown.
Yes, we're into week 4 here in Spain. We've been locked up for just over 3 weeks now, and we're going to give you 10 tips of how to survive, or what we've been doing over the last 3 weeks. Tip number 1 is exercise. So we're on a really strict lockdown here in Spain, as we've mentioned before, and we can't actually leave the house and go and get exercise. But we do have one of these, the exercise bike, which we've had for quite a few years, and we've never used it as much as we've used it in the last 3 weeks. It really has been a lifesaver for us to just do a good bit of cardio without leaving the house.
Now, if you're like us and you don't really like exercise that much, unless there's a point to it, you know, if you're playing sport, it's fine. And with the exercise bike, it's hard to motivate yourself to get on it. But if you've got yourself an old PS, PlayStation, or any console, or get yourself into a series, sit in front of a TV, get into it, and the miles and kilometers soon fly by.
So other than the exercise bike, we've been doing lots of yoga and stretches. I think it's really important to stretch your body and have a good workout every day. We've also been doing weights. These are heavier than they look. And if you don't have any weights, don't forget you can improvise.
By improvising, she means grab yourself a bottle, preferably 5 litres plus, because, you know, a little 500ml bottle's not going to cut it. Grab yourself some bottles, fill them with water, improvise with those.
And if you haven't got any water bottles, you could just use your dog.
Okay.
Get him, Charlie. Now, it's not only important for us to get exercise, it's important for our dogs to get exercise too, and they're only allowed to go on like a 50-metre walk around the house at the moment, so we've been playing lots of games with them, as we've mentioned, and if you've got dogs like ours that like to be chased, it's the perfect way for you and your dog to get exercise around the house. So we feel the best form of exercise is actually getting into a sport. Now, there's only a few sports you can play in the house.
Yeah, we found a little mini table tennis set in our little games box. Dusted it off, took it up to the roof, and we've literally spent hours playing. Oh! So tip number 2 is get productive. Write a list. Lists are so good. You get all your ideas down on paper As you go through your day, cross them off, you feel so satisfied and you can see what you've accomplished at the end of the day. So write a list. So example, what we've been getting on, we've been, you know, tidying the house, cleaning the house, doing odd spots of painting in different rooms, organising everything. Literally, now we know what's in every drawer in the house. By the time you finish this lockdown, you should know where everything is in your house. Sorting out all your tech stuff. You know, sorting out that horrible drawer of cables, sorting out all your photographs, your hard drives, organising that, deleting stuff you don't want, and getting rid of stuff in your house you don't want. There's so much you can do to be productive.
So we've also been getting into a bit of gardening over the last few weeks, and we don't have a proper garden, but we do have a terrace with lots of pots, and we've had plenty of weeding to do, and we've also been planting a few seeds. Yes, we plan to grow some fruit and vegetables over the coming months if we're in lockdown that long, and we didn't actually have any seeds, so we've just taken the seeds from a tomato, from some strawberries, and from a capsicum. So we used to grow our own veg when we first bought the house quite a few years ago. So we're quite excited to see if we can grow our own fruit and veg again on our little roof terrace. So tip number 3 is get creative. And there is so many ways you can do this. Now we spend a lot of our creative time making videos and editing them, but we've also been doing loads of other things. So I've had my sewing machine out quite a lot. I've made those masks for every time we leave the house. I'll show you how to make them at the end of the video. I've also done a couple of other projects on the sewing machine and I'm really getting into it. I've also been doing crochet, something that I haven't been doing for quite a while, and I literally love to crochet everything, including my hair. So we've also had our art books out, our sketch pads, we've got loads of paints. I don't know about you guys, but we've got like a whole drawer or a couple of drawers full of kind of creative stuff that you just don't get around to using unless you have quite a bit of time. So it's been really good to go through those drawers, organise them and plan like creative things that we want to make.
So yes, we feel we are very creative people with a vivid imagination, as you can probably tell from our house. Now, if you haven't seen our house tour, which made a year or something ago, go check it out. But yeah, you know, if you're locked in your house, stuck in your house, why not get creative? What's the point in having just some plain white walls?
Now, it's not everyone's cup of tea to have a crazy coloured house like ours, and we have probably gone a little bit over the top.
But why not? Why not? Yeah, you know, paint some stripes, paint some circles. Why not paint a tree of life going up the staircase? And photographs, you know, we all take hundreds of photographs. Well, I know I do. And what do you do with them? Nothing really. So why not print them out if you've got a printer and make some collages? We've got several collages dotted all the way around the house.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if you don't like something that you've painted on your walls, you can always paint it back white again.
Another thing, tiles. Now, if you've done any tiling, you've got tiles lying around, why not smash them up and make some mosaic? Looks really cool, easy to do, very creative, and yeah, we've used it loads around the house.
Yeah. And also, if you like to drink wine, as we do, keep those wine corks and you can make yourself a really creative cork curtain.
All shapes and sizes, colours, textures, everything. Get creative.
So tip number 4, guys, is staying on the creative side of things, and it's get creative in your kitchen. spending hours in here every day making some lovely meals from scratch. Don't go out and buy cakes from a shop. Make your own. We've been doing loads of baking, coming up with loads of new recipes, and it's just great to get creative in your kitchen.
Okay, tip number 5, learn a new skill. Make the most of this lockdown and come out of it having learned something new that you always wanted to do. So we've been brushing up on our Spanish. We have lived here for a little while. We were both working and speaking in English, and then we've been travelling for the last 2.5 years, so it is quite difficult to remember it all. After just reading through our notes and our books, a lot of it is just coming back to us now, which is great. Why not learn an instrument? Finding the perfect instrument for you can be a little bit tricky. Why not learn how to DJ? Just something that you always wanted to do or know. Make the most of this lockdown.
So tip number 6 is play some games. Now we've got a little box of games that we hardly ever get out, but over the last few weeks we have got them out. Now everyone's probably got like a pack of cards in their house, so there's plenty of card games you can play. We've also had a really good game of Scrabble where I've won every single time. We've also played chess, we played Jenga, and we've even had a game of darts.
Okay, tip number 7 is get into some Netflix. So many great movies out there and so many series. Some of our favourites have been, going back a few years, 24 and Prison Break. Homeland is incredible. Breaking Bad. Vikings is awesome. Game of Thrones. Wentworth is an Australian prison drama which is really good, and then more recently Ozark, and of course Peaky Blinders. So yeah, anyway, there's so many out there. We love getting into it, love watching a series, you know, when you have to watch the next one, not one where it's just sort of kind of separate. But there's so many great series out there which you can get lost in, so that's a great way to get through this lockdown.
So tip number 8 is communicate. Stay in contact with everyone during lockdown. We can't go around people's houses, we can't meet in the bar, we can't go out for a coffee. So communicate, talk to people. We've got video chat, we've got group calls. There's all sorts of ways that we can stay in contact and have a glass of wine through video chat or catch up for a coffee. So number 8 is communicate.
Tip number 9 is research and planning. Plan your next trip. Generally, when we go on our trips, on our big ones, we've researched what we want to see in each country, the top 10 natural attractions sort of thing, and then try to plan a route to encompass as many of those as possible. For the UK, I've researched a little bit, but not enough, and we were supposed to be leaving. Well, actually, we should have been on the road now, so this is going to give us lots of time to plan exactly where we want to go, but not too much, because you've got to go with the flow as well. But yeah, research, plan where you go next. And finally, tip number 10 is stay at home.
Yes. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've just given you 9 other tips to things to do at home.
So it shouldn't be a problem now, should it?
So yeah, stay at home, stay safe.
Stay happy.
And keep smiling.
And most importantly, stay positive. In life, there's always 2 ways to look at things. And you're going to get the best life out the positive way. So yeah, be positive.
It's very tough times for us all at the moment. And we have to try and remain positive. And we're only probably about halfway through our lockdowns, wherever you are, if we're lucky, aren't we? So keep smiling, stay strong, and we'll see you all in the next video.
But not before Sarah's shown you how to make those masks you promised to.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay, let's go and show you how to make those masks. Right, okay guys, so to make these masks, it's actually really quite simple. Here's one I made earlier. And once you've got the material cut, it literally takes 5 minutes to stitch it all together. So what you need is 3 pieces of material, and we Googled it, and cotton is the best one to use to kind of protect you a little bit. So we've got two of that one, and this is the one to go on the outside. So basically I've just used an A5 size of paper, and I literally just put that on the material and just cut round it with a pair of material scissors. It's not overly neat, as you can see, it doesn't need to be. So then you're going to get your 3 pieces of material, put them on top of each other. So this is going to be the piece where your mouth goes there. And then this piece, that's the outside piece, goes facing down. So that's where your mouth is, and that's on top. So because it's going to be turned inside out. So then you need 2 pieces of elastic. These are 17 centimeters long-ish, which is about the right size for Nick and I to go around the ears. If you've got like a really big head, or I don't know, you might need a little bit bigger. Anyways, so these are going to go like this. Take the first piece of material. So you can see what I did there. I put the elastic inside the fabric and just use these little pegs, and you do the same the other side. So there's the 3 pieces of material with that elastic inside pegged together. Now we're just going to take it over to the sewing machine and sew all the way around the edge, but leaving a gap in between one of the pegs, like this. Yeah, where the elastic is, if you just kind of go back and forth a bit to strengthen it. So I've stitched all the way around, leaving that little gap in between the pegs, like I said. Then fold it inside out. There we go. Right, give that a quick iron, and then we're gonna do the folds in it. So you basically fold it into like 3, would you say? You can see.
2 folds, 3 folds.
Is that 2 folds or 3 folds? I'm not very good at explaining things, you see. But anyway, I'll just show you in a second. So I hope you can see how I've folded that. So you kind of fold it into 3 little sections like that. Sorry if I'm not explaining this very well. And then basically now it's back over to the sewing machine, and just sew this all the way around the edge again to hold those creases in place and to finish the mask. So there you go, I've stitched that all the way around the edge, which also closes up the hole that we left, and then that's the mask done. Now none of these are perfect, we've just kind of raced through them. Yeah, that's perfect for me.
Use a twirl.
And there you go. So really easy to make. And like I said, spend a little bit more time than me and you'll get it even more perfect.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned to the channel because there's plenty more to come. See you next time.
See ya!
Diz, stop, go on. Diz, stop scratching and licking your willy. Charlie, we're trying to film here. This is a strange pose. Is this actually yoga?